Ruskin has been following the firefighters' efforts for weeks now. No longer out of control. Brett, that is great news. Tell us about the status of the fire and especially for the people, when they can go home.
Heather, some great news indeed when it comes to this Long Lake fire. As you mentioned, being fought for weeks, for about a month now, and the status of the fire is that it is now being held. That's according to officials. That basically means it's no longer out of control and it's not likely going to grow anytime soon as long as conditions remain the way that they are now. And they are certainly cooler temperatures, a bit of rain in the last couple of days, certainly better conditions than when this fire began about a month ago. Now, over that time, we know that there's been substantial efforts, substantial resources shared from other parts of the country. We saw firefighters from Ontario. We saw helicopters from Saskatchewan, some water bombers from the Northwest Territories as well, all coming together to again try to fight this fire. We know that even with all of those resources, we still saw around 20 homes destroyed and dozens of others damaged by this fire. But the good news is, especially for folks who have been watching this fire so closely and seeing the smoke that has blanketed so many parts of Nova Scotia, that this fire is now being considered held, no longer out of control. Heather.
And so, Brett, re-entry, I mentioned starting next hour. What information do people who can start to go home need to get this morning?
Sure. Well, we're looking at around 19 or so homes of which the residents can return back to those homes. The same kind of protocols in place as we saw when previous sections of the evacuation zone were removed from that evacuation order. So folks who want to go back home have to show proof of identification, proof of residency in that area to officials at those checkpoints along the edge of the fire zone. Then they'll be able to access and return back home. Again, starting around 9 o'clock local time, between 9 and 11 o'clock. That's the window that's been provided for officials for people to begin the process of going back home. We still have around 100 or so residences that are currently under the evacuation order still, simply because the fire conditions are still unpredictable there. The firefighting efforts are still intense. And so to that end, we know that firefighters still fighting this fire with on the ground and in the air as well, with lots of resources still being aimed at this fire, again taking it hopefully soon from that status of being held to finally being under control and eventually extinguished. Heather.
Brett, thank you for the latest. Brett is in Halifax.